American Michael Chandler, 34. Obvious discrepancy in height. Both fighters making the weight. 3.5-inch reach advantage with Dan Hooker. Now to get you primed for the co-main, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 21 wins, 5 losses. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, USA, presenting the former Bellator lightweight champion, Iron Michael Chandler. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 19 wins, 8 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand, presenting the number 6 ranked lightweight contender in the world, Dan the Hangman Hooker! When the action begins, our referee in charge, Mark Goddard.
Mark Goddard draws the co-main event assignment. Red De La Cruz with us all night. Thank you, Red. Iron Michael Chandler, UFC fighter, taking on Dan Hooker. This fight clock is brought to you by G42, leaders in artificial intelligence and cloud computing. Visit g42.ai for more information. Hooker is in black. Michael Chandler is in white.
Chandler puts him on his heels right away. In the face of Hooker. Hooker throws real nice knees up the middle, so you got to be very careful with the way that you approach him. He's a very well-versed striker. Has learned to put together his striking system to the degree that he's wanted to for a long time. And that's why you see one of the best lightweights in the world every time he steps in there.
You see Chandler already very aware of that low calf kick that Hooker likes to throw. And Dan being very patient. Going to sit out on the outside, throw some feints, and he wants to see what Michael's going to do. Is he going to go for this shot early, or is he going to look for that big right hand?
Universal Pictures presents Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk. Never underestimate a nobody. In theaters only, April 2nd.
And that's the thing about Chandler, right? He's a very explosive guy wrestling, but also with the stand-up. I mean, in his last fight against Benson Henderson, he put him out the moment he landed. And you saw him with the same approach, right? That confident approach where he's in his opponent's face and he just explodes into you. Michael Chandler is a fantastic athlete.
Due to quarantine restrictions in New Zealand, as Dan Hooker lands to that lead leg, he will not be able to return home until February 21st.
That's why I said the sacrifices he makes every time he goes to fight, John. He leaves his family. I mean, everybody can appreciate the picture of Dan Hooker seeing his daughter from behind her guardrail when he got back after fighting in Vegas.
Chandler continues to stalk his prey, lands to the body there, and now goes up top and lands. Push kick now for Chandler, starting to open up a little bit.
Chandler getting right in the face of Dan Hooker. He is aware, Paul. Dan has thrown that low calf kick 3 or 4 times. And
hasn't really landed it solid.
No, not there it is.
That one hurt.
Oh, that one hurt. That was just one, too.
And look at the immediate... Oh! Big knockdown for Michael Chandler!
Big right hand. Dan's hurt.
It's over.
Michael Chandler maximizing the debut and next to landing. Michael Chandler, bona fide UFC lightweight contender.
That's why you paid the big bucks for Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
Dana White backed up the Brinks truck to the Chandler household, and now you see why. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's impressive. You could tell he was loading up these punches, following Dan around, but being patient.
Man.
Being patient, and then finally when he found his timing, he cracked him, and he wouldn't let Dan get off the hook once he had him hurt.
Michael Chandler, round 1 knockout. Couldn't have done much more with the debut, Daniel.
John Anik, they call him Iron Michael Chandler. Look at the head movement as he enters. Chandler is not just going on a straight line. Chandler's moving his head as he enters into range, and he throws that beautiful left hook. But you know what set it up? It was the straight right hand in the body before he threw multiple times as he did that.
All right, let's look at it. This fight replay is brought to you by Geico. Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Having a home is hard work, so get a quote at geico.com. Easy.
Right here, look at that. That straight right hand to the body, he threw it a number of times with nothing behind it. That time he let the left hook fly over the top, and he hurt Dan Hooker. I mean, boom, right on the chin. Shuts off the lights. Hooker tries to survive because he's just so tough. But I mean, come on, man. You cannot get hit by a powerhouse like Michael Chandler. And when Hooker tried to wrestle, Chandler got enough space to just go off and got the finish. I mean, what a fan. Hey, listen. You want to talk about making a UFC debut? Michael Chandler just did it as good as you can. And look at this flip.
I just hope he didn't hurt himself on this flip.
That's from all that CrossFit that Michael Chandler seems to do.
So,
I saw everything.
Thrill versus agony. Dan Hooker disappointed, but tonight belongs to the Stars and Stripes, the American Michael Chandler. So many had opinions as to how this would go. Couldn't have gone much better. The official decision is brought to you by Guaranteed Rate Mortgage. You can save massive money on your mortgage with the incredibly low rates from Guaranteed Rate. Act now by visiting rate.com to make it official. Bruce Buffer.
Daniel.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 30 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Iron Michael Chandler.